Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie channel here for lineup predictions for Sunday's game against Aston Villa at home, 2 p.m. kickoff. I'm going to check them stats. Sunday, 2 o'clock, is it? Not tomorrow at like 7:94 or something like that. Like me a little fuck up last week. Sorry everyone. It's been a long week. Had been, still is. But we're getting there. So yes, Sunday, 2 p.m. That's 1400 hours if you're counting. Live on Sky Sports, 11th versus 17th. Obviously, Newcastle got that fantastic win against Everton on Tuesday night. It was. I think we're all still recovering from that, all a little bit shook from that win. What a mental night that was. One of the best atmospheres I've seen at St. James's Park in a long time. Incredible game. Most importantly, lifted were out of the relegation zone into 17th. Only 1 point off Everton, who have dragged into 16th. Coming up against another England legend as a manager in the dugout. It was Lampard on Tuesday night, Stevie G on Sunday afternoon. And he's done a brilliant job with them. Steven Gerrard, I think he's done a fantastic job of them since getting there. Having a look at his results recently, and they're not as good as I expected, to be fair. Like, he did come in, make some brilliant signings like Coutinho, but having a look at the last 5, they've only got 1 win in the last 5. The game on Wednesday night, a great game, to be fair. Fantastic for a neutral 3-3 draw against Leeds. And they drew 1-1 with Man United a few weeks ago. Their only win came against Everton, as they do. You know how it is, piece of piss. And defeats to Brentford, which isn't the best of results, and Chelsea as well. So 1 win in 5 for Villa, whereas we've only got 1 loss in 5. 2 wins, 2 draws. Who would have thought that? 8 points picked up in the last 4 games, which is why we're outside the relegation zone now. So we need to keep up this momentum in a fantastic run of form. Like, there's no reason to dwindle on us. There's no reason to get a little bit too hungover on the Everton game. As Eddie Howe said after the game, fans can celebrate all you like, get pissed until 4 o'clock in the morning, but the lads, rightly so, straight back to work, straight back to the training ground, in on Wednesday morning. I'm sure Eddie Howe went back to the training ground, done his own little bit of research there. So, yeah, we just need to keep it going, try and get more 3 points just to keep us climbing out of that relegation battle. Let's see what people are saying. Good evening, Bruno to start. We'll get to that. Hard to drop anyone after the last game. Hopefully Trippier is clear to play. Exactly. J7 is the GOAT. Good evening. I fancy another 3-1 to the tune. Oof, get your money on that. I would love a slice of that action. I'm going to go into the team news. And after that entertaining game on Wednesday night, the 3-3 with Leeds, hurt Everton a little bit that did. Not Everton, because we played them. Hurt Aston Villa a little bit that did. Coutinho got a little bit of an injury. Obviously, he's their main man. He went off with an injury. Stevie G says, though, he's sure it'll be fine for the Newcastle game on Sunday. So, unfortunate news for that. Gerrard is confident that Coutinho will be okay. Whether he'll start or not is still up for question. I think he's still a bit of a doubt, but we'll see about that one. And a major doubt is Emi Buendia. He was another one that took an injury and went off, took a whack on the hip, and is a big doubt. But Stevie G says we'll see how the next 24 to 48 hours play out, but is still a big doubt. So, yeah, we'll see about that one. And Ezri Konza as well picked up 2 yellow cards, got himself sent off. So he's suspended. So that is a bit of good news. Leon Bailey, another one of their summer signings along with Buendia, is very close to a return, but not quite yet. And Bertrand Traore, who's is still a couple of weeks away with a hamstring injury. So good news on that side of the water. Come in, reckon we'll win. 2-2. Maxine Wood to get his first goal. I hope so. He needs it. Needs that little bit of confidence. Feeling confident, considering Everton don't have a good record at St. James's. Maybe Villa, that is it, which they don't. We have not lost to Aston Villa at St. James's Park since the famous 3 red card game, the Dyer Boya fight and Stephen Taylor getting shot by the sniper. Lost 3-0 in that game back in the 2004-2005 season. Results at Villa Park, not as great. Like, they have become quite a good team in the Premier League since we got promoted. But yeah, at St James's, no problems. The last 2 years since Villa got back into the Premier League have been draws, 1-1 apiece in both fixtures in the previous 2 years. So yeah, that's that waffle. And onto the main news of Newcastle United. Kieran Trippier, that is the big news. He is a doubt and will be a late call to decide whether he'll be fit or not. Hopefully not too late. Hopefully he can prove himself in training. Like Steven Gerrard said about Buendia, 24 to 48 hours will be crucial. Hopefully he can show that he's fit enough, and if he's marginally fit, he's got to start, man. He's really got to. Like, that performance against Everton. Every performance that he's put in, to be fair, since joining has been impeccable, but that Everton performance was the piece de la resistance, or whatever you call it. I can't speak French. But it was just beyond good. He can show the quality that he's got, the leadership, experience. Like, he's an absolute breath of fresh air being in this Newcastle team. He's phenomenal. In other news, Paul Dummett is getting closer. We'll see what the situation is with Paul Dummett. I did say something about that before. Not that he mentioned in his press conference to the Sky pundits or anybody, but he did mention something to, was it Matty Ray's back at BBC? Let's get what he said about him. Let's get that up. So he may not be as bad as how first made out. But potentially returning to fitness. So yeah, whether that means this week or maybe next week, we don't know. But yeah, Dummett is potentially returning to fitness, according to Eddie Howe to BBC Newcastle. But Federico Fernandez is still out making training. Wilson and Ritchie, the long-term absentees, remain out. And Matt Targett, another absolutely brilliant debutee on Tuesday night, is unavailable, facing his parent club on loan, which is a bit of a shitter. Especially if Trippier is out, then that would be both of our fullbacks out. So we'll have to see what the options are. Have a look at the availability. If Dummett isn't fit, if Trippier isn't fit, and with Target out, then we might be a bit short of numbers on the bench. We might have a bit of a decision to make there. Hopefully Trippier will at least be fit enough for the bench. And hopefully maybe Dummett can squeeze a place on there as well. But without them, then we're looking at maybe putting 2 goalkeepers in, like we have done for the last few, well, not the last few, but like a few times this season. Gillespie maybe get there. May have to force Dummett or Trippier on, whether they're fit or not, or look to the youngsters. Maybe look towards Niall Brookwell, Rodrigo Vilca, Santiago Munoz, Dylan Stevenson, Charlie Wiggett, and there's that other striker who's, I think he's the year below, is it Michael Unduweni? Is that what he's pronounced? Michael Unduweni? Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but yeah, maybe say a youngster on the bench, because over the course of the season, if we have struggled for numbers, which we'll have many times, we've looked towards Elliot Anderson or Joe White, but they are both out on loan, as well as Matt Bonswell, Matty Longstaff, Jack Young, Kel Watts. So yeah, we might see a debutant substitute, probably be unused in the end, but we'll have to see what the fitness are of them. We have got a few options in the unavailability of Target and potentially Trippier and Dummett as well. Dan Burn can play as a left back, but I don't really want to say that, to be honest. We'll get into that a bit later on, but Santiago Munoz. No, not Santiago Munoz. You've been watching goals, Santiago Munoz. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have got Santiago Munoz, the real deal, but Munoz, unpronunciation. So yeah, Dan Burn could play there. Highly spoke about by Brighton fans. Can play as a left back and has done okay while playing there, but I'm a little bit concerned that is okay kind of like the same kind of okay Paul Dummett is. Like, is he good there? I don't really see any need to play him there. Like, obviously dependent on the availability of Kieran Trippier, but Javier Manquillo, look no further than J Mank. He's been unbelievable the last 2 games that he played. His last start was against Man United as a left back when Emil Kraft played as a right back. So you've got them 2 options there. That could be what we'll see in the potential of unavailability of Trippier. Maybe he's Kraft at right back and Manquillo left back. We'll see about that. Hopefully, it's Trippier on the right, Manquillo on the left. But we have got Dan Burn as an option and maybe Paul Dummett as well. So we're going to get into the lineup there then, and I will put up mine, and it looks like this. So like I say about Kieran Trippier, if he's available, if he's got fitness, he plays. No question about it. He's way too important to leave out on the bench or out of the squad completely. Obviously, if he is unavailable, if he is picking up a bit of an injury that's worrying him, then fair play, leave him out, because we don't want to do any longer-term damage. We've got West Ham on the Saturday, so only 6 days apart. We've got West Ham coming up, so yeah, don't want to risk Trippier if it's unnecessary. And Manquillo going to go over onto the other side. Yep, if Trippier is available, then Manquillo starts every day of the week at left back for me. But if Trippier is unavailable, Manquillo starts at right back. And then we've got an option at left back in that situation. If Trippier is unavailable, that is honestly what I would do. Do the same team that played Man United. Kraft at right back and Manquillo on the left back. Talking about Dan Burn. Yeah, Brighton fans say he's good as a left back and can play there, has got that availability, but he's not a left back in my eyes. He's 6'7", man. Like you want like Trippier. He's small and nimble. Matt Target, small, nimble, quick, pacey. Can you really see Dan Burn keeping up with Saint-maximin on the other side? Can he offer the overlap? Is he quick? Is he pacey? I don't think he is. Like, can it be any more than Southern Paul Dummett? And I'm not really his biggest fan, but as a 6'7" guy, he's a centre back and not more really. If we've got other options, if we've got Kraft or Manquillo to come in, Dan Burn doesn't go anywhere near fullback for me. So that is my preferred lineup, obviously depending on the availability of Trippier. And at centre back, obviously Dan Burn is missing from there. Sharon Lascelles, that was my prediction for Tuesday. If you watched lineup predictions on Sunday night when I'd done the Everton one, obviously everyone wanted to see Dan Burn. Nobody wanted to see Lascelles, but realistically, we were thinking if anyone's dropped from that lineup as Lascelles as captain, it will be Shaw. But none of them did, and they both done really, really well, to be fair. They both had a cracking game against Everton, and we'll speak about this a little bit more coming up, but as well as after the game, Eddie Howe mentioned squad availability and rotation, and he mentioned he believes in rewarding players. He doesn't believe in changing the team unnecessarily or to keep anybody particularly happy. Reward players who are doing well. That's why I think Willock started that game, because he had a cracker against Leeds. And that's why I believe Manquillo should start, but instead of like Dan Burn, who hasn't even played for us yet. Manquillo's last two performances have potentially been his best two performances in a Newcastle shirt. So that's why Manquillo starts. But that same logic goes towards Sharon Lascelles. Reward them. They've done well. If anything needs to change, then Dan Burn can be on the bench. Not a problem at all with that. So, yeah, I believe reward them. And that's exactly why I thought they should play on Tuesday night. They've done okay, pretty well against Leeds. So 2 wins on the bounce. Like we're winning at the minute. 4 games without a loss. So don't change it up if it doesn't need change. That's always been my philosophy. Stick with a winning team. If we just beat Leeds and got beat off Everton, then all right, maybe you could say switch it up. But we're 2 on the bounce for the first game for the first time all season. So it doesn't need to change. We don't need to change anything unnecessarily for me. So it stays like that for me. Sharon Lascelles in the middle. The fullbacks are questionable, obviously, depending on fitness. It could be Trippier, could be Manquillo, could be Kraft, either side. Maybe Burn on the left. It's really, really tough. But if Trippier's available, starts. And going forward for the same logic of Eddie Howe keeping players in form, in rewarding good form, the same applies for Joe Willock, which obviously means that Bruno will not start just yet. Eddie Howe did mention him in his press conference, and he's available. We'll have a look at what he says. He says he's ready to play. That was the question. Is he fit yet? Is he available? Can he start? When is he going to start? Eddie Howe says he's ready to play. He's ready to start. He's shown all the technical qualities that we love about him in training already, but it's a case of managing the group and making sure I get the right selections. I thought the midfield balance against Everton was really good. Therefore, that pretty much tells me everything that you need to know. That little paragraph there tells me that Willock is starting and Guimaraes has got to wait his turn. And rightly so. Like, he is the big signing. He's the marquee signing. £40 million. One of the best centre mids in Europe. But wait a turn. You know, like, you don't come into Newcastle and just get a starting 11 spot because of who you are. I completely agree with what Eddie Howe says. Shelvey, Willock, and Joelinton have been outstanding for the last 2 games in a row. Reward them. Don't change a thing. Like I say, we're 2 wins on the bounce. Winning mentality. Keep it the same. Don't need to change it. And the same goes up front as well. Nothing really can change up front. I mean, Saint-maximin showed his quality. I know he's been in for a bit of criticism this season. Sometimes his performances aren't consistent. And sometimes not good enough. Sometimes a bit lazy. Doesn't really like getting back defending, which is very frustrating. But when he puts on the performances like he did against Everton, even Frank Lampard says it, he's absolutely unplayable. He's a beast. He's a monster. And I think Eddie Howe spoke about potentially getting a France call-up today. Going to pull up what he said about Big Maxi. Says he's got everything I think you'd want in his locker already. His overall work rate and attitude was very good on Tuesday. And if he can hit that consistency, then what a player he can be. He has the talent to do whatever he wants to do. And that's right. And we'll talk about Chris Wood while I here as well. I'll talk about Fraser. Quick, he's in mid-form. Best form he's been in a Newcastle shirt. Rewarded with a goal on Tuesday night. Been in great form recently. And I'm buzzing to see him do well because he seems like a cracking young... I don't know how... Is he young? Yeah, cracking lad. We'll not put an age on it. But yeah, he seems like a really nice lad. He's quite funny in his press conferences. He's quite lighthearted. Good banter all around. And yeah, like, I've been like, this is the Fraser that was signed. It took him a long time to get in, obviously under Steve Bruce. A lot of fitness issues. When he was coming back from fitness, took him a while to get in the team. When he got in the team, took a while to find form. And just as he was starting to find form, found himself injured again. And it was that same merry-go-round. Just couldn't hit the ground running. But he's done it now, and he's everything that we could have wanted when we first signed him, coming in with ex-teammate Callum Wilson, now linked them up with that ex-manager and Eddie Howe, bringing the best out of him. And I think it rectifies how much of a shame it is that Callum Wilson isn't there. Now that his buddy's got form, he's not there to take advantage of it, which is a shame, which brings you on to Chris Wood. Found criticism, not doing very well in front of goal in his first couple of games. A lot to work on. Eddie Howe says he'll want that goal, but it's not lost on me the difference he's made to that front line. There's been a lot of passes that he's had no right either to get a touch on or just knock the defender, which means we're able to spend longer in their half. Also, his work rate and teamwork. He's covered for Maxi a couple of times when he's been out of position. So for a striker to do those unselfish things, it's made a big difference. I don't think you can underestimate all the aspects of his game that help the team. And I feel like that's right. Like, yeah, like as a striker, you do get looked at to score goals. That's pretty much it. Like, that's all you have to do. Get the ball in the back of the net. Which he hasn't really been doing, but he has been doing the dirty work. He's been like sitting off, holding up the ball well. His aerial battles amazing. Wins so many high balls. And as Eddie Howe says, without a goal, it's not lost on me the difference that he makes to the front line. He gets that touch, which means we're able to spend longer in the half. He is brilliant at that. Like, he does bring a lot to the table. He's just missing the goals. I think once he gets one, he'll be confident, which is why I mentioned Callum Wilson. If he was there to take advantage of Trippier's delivery with Fraser's form, Maxi, Target, he'd be banging them in. And that header that Chris Wood had in the first half against Everton, it was a sitter. It was a massive shame that he couldn't have capitalised on that. But he plays because we haven't really got anyone else. We've obviously only got Dwight Gale. Potentially, you're looking at Ndwani or Stevenson, someone like that. But nah, he's got to play. And yeah, hopefully he gets that goal and gets that confidence, that little bit booster. And the bench will potentially look like this, obviously dependent on fullback availability. I've got Darlow on there, Craftburn and Dummett. Dummett's only really in there, as I mentioned, we're either going to have to put Gillespie on, double up in goalkeepers, or bring up in Ndueni or Stevenson, Vilka, someone like that. One of the young'uns might get called up in the unavailability of Elliot Anderson and Joe White. But we've got Kraft and Burn, potential starters, depending on Trippier's availability. Sean Longstaff, Bruno, there he is, big Bruno G, absolute G in all that cameo that he made. Fantastic debut, despite only playing 6 minutes or something. I've seen he had a higher rating than I think half of Everton's team. I think in terms of like stats, like passes and whatever, like you got you get a rating. Whoever does the stats, I don't know who it is, but he scored higher than half of Everton's team, and he played fucking 6 minutes. He only touched the ball like 3 times, but every time he did, it was quality, just oozes quality, and I can't wait to see him get a start. But I don't believe it'll be this week. I think he's got to wait his turn until, unfortunately, we either see a dip in form, an injury, or a suspension to Willock, Shelvey, or Joe Linton. And then you've got Murphy, who made an appearance on Tuesday night, hit the post as well. Could have got a goal there, would have been a brilliant goal. Fantastic play by Maxi, set him up, but didn't capitalise. Miggy Almiron and Dwight Gale as the lone strike option. So here's my team there, then, guys. That's it done in full. I'll pop it back on in a second once I have a little look through your comments, see what you guys are saying. We've got Dubravka, Manquillo, Burnshaw, and Trippier. Would love it. Absolutely love it. But Lascelles isn't going anywhere. Like I say a million times, if that's a preferred one, then I would agree. But realistically, absolutely not. Willock, Bruno, J7. So that would mean dropping Shelvey. Again, probably not going to happen. Wouldn't change anything, but would like to see Bruno introduced earlier. Yes, I would. It depends on the way the game's going. I completely understand why Eddie Howe done that, because especially when we went 2-1 up, it was just tactical, just wait. Like, people think subs, like, oh, you want to see a player, so just bang them in. That's not the way managers think. That's not the way substitutes work. Like, you've got to introduce a sub at the right time and tactically. You can't just play, oh, I want to see Bruno, so fuck it, we're going to bang him in. It's not like playing FIFA. Like, this is professional football. So we're done well against Everton. We were the better team. The midfield were doing really, really well. So there was no need to introduce Bruno any earlier. If he didn't make an appearance, I wouldn't have been angry. Obviously, I was there. I wanted to see him. I was gutted that he didn't start, but again, understand the reasons and completely understand the reasons why he didn't come on until late, and would have completely understood the reasons if he didn't play at all. Save his legs. We're 3-1 up. Why bother? Why bother risking anything? Save him for Villa. Save him for West Ham. So yeah, if we can't see Bruno earlier, then fantastic. I would absolutely love to see it, but don't force a change if it's not needed. Villa will be brought down to earth, in my opinion. Gerrard will show cracks when start players not available. Someone will end to do a job on Ramsey. He's looking cracking, that Ramsey. Like, big fan of him. He's coming through really, really well. Just shows how unfit players were under Bruce. Yeah, absolutely. Can't see Trippier being risked. Yeah, understandable. Let's say if he is fit, then he's got to start. Even if he's 90% fit, I think it's maybe worth the risk. But is it really? Do we want to risk that 10%? I don't. If it means long-term injuries, then yeah, don't risk him at all. Put him on the bench if need be. Start Manquillo, start Kraft or Burn, whatever it is. Yeah, but it's going to be a massive shame. I'll be gutted if he doesn't start. But again, yeah, no point in risking him, really. Target unavailable, as mentioned there. Can't play because he's on loan from Aston Villa, his parent club. Nick says, Burn to play at left back. Too stiff. No fullback should be 6'7". Yeah, I agree with that. Like, yeah, that's why I don't really want to see Burn play there. Just doesn't fit the mold for me. Doesn't look anywhere near a left back. Centre back, yes. Even a shithouse striker, like a Burnley type striker, like a Chris Wood, an Andy Carroll, a Weghorst. You could play up front if needed be, but they're the only two positions a lanky fucker at 6'7" can play. Not as a fullback where you've got to be quick, nimble, and agile. Nah, not a chance. Personally think we'll see Manquillo at left back. I hope so, but I hope that mainly due to maybe Trippier. In fact, like depending on the Trippier situation, as I mentioned, Manquillo starts at left back regardless because Target's not available. Whatever happens with the right back situation, it'll be between Trippier and Kraft for me. They're the only two options, with Manquillo being the only option at left back. No Burn, no one else. Dummett's not available. Richie's not available. So yeah, Manquillo starts at left back, 100%. And then it's 50-50 between Trippier and Kraft at right back. Reckon Almiron can play well at left back. I wouldn't really like to risk it. I think he's built to be a centre back. He's weak as piss, but I see what you're saying. To be fair, like, he is quick, and he is quite strong on the ball. To be fair, he's a good defender, wins back possession pretty well. So yeah, why not? Can you tell us any news of Aston Villa? Yes, I can. Rewind to the beginning. I've already done it. Wood must show Almiron and Murphy how to finish the goals. Maybe so. Moving forward, I think Newcastle should appoint Steve Bruce as a nutritional specialist. Why not? I just bang the kebabs in. Sure, you'll love that. Just take them for a night down the big market. Bruno has to start. Drop Willock and bring him on for Joelinton in the game if we need a goal. Could do. Maybe so. Murphy on the bench. Unless you're talking about fullback. Nah. Better options. As a wing back, maybe. But nah. Not a fullback. Not when we've got Manquillo and Kraft available, and potentially Murphy, Trippier as well. He's an option. He can play there if we need to cover, but start him from the bench and then assess how the game goes on, whether he's a winger, a fullback, whatever it is. Maybe if we even need to change formation, we can bring Burn on to play centre-back along with Lascelles and Kraft and play with wing-backs. Murphy's a decent wing-back with maybe Manquillo on the other side. Could work, but yeah, that would include a change in formation for me. It is Sunday at 2 p.m. Got it right, haven't I? I hope so. Let us know. I wouldn't risk Trippier, especially when the injury is on his calf. That's a good point. Yeah, that's what Callum Wilson's out with at the minute. It's a nasty little injury that is can keep you out for a long time. So yeah, I agree with that one. Don't risk him if unneeded. We'll just skip past that one. Almiron is a headless chicken. No way he can stay disciplined enough at left back. I don't know why we're talking about Almiron playing at left back. I shouldn't have even mentioned it. Should have skipped past that comment, but you know, got to keep you happy. We have the personnel to play with a back three, but don't see Eddie Howe going against this 4-5-1 formation. I agree, not with the way that we're playing at the minute. As I say, I think that formation could work well with bringing Dan Burn in as the left-sided centre-back, which is pretty much why we brought him in, really, in my opinion. But yeah, we're winning at the minute. We're doing well, form's well. All the players are playing well, including Lascelles and Shaw, and Shelby, Willock, Joelinton. Everyone's in good form. So without a loss in 4 games, I wouldn't change anything at the minute. Definitely shouldn't play Trippier. If any doubt, the acid test will be our 2 fullbacks on the day. Haven't seen playing person. Dan can play at left back. He started as a left back at Blythe. That was fucking 10 years ago or something, though. This is professional football. This is the Premier League. This ain't Blythe. Yeah, he can play at left back. I'm not saying that he can't, but I don't want to see him there. Like someone mentioned before, he's 6'7". He hasn't got the physique or the... Yeah, I like little nimble fullbacks like Trippier and Target, like under 6 foot, that are quick, can get down the wing, keep up with Maxi. That's what we need. That's why Target was so well, because he done that. Dummett didn't in the couple of games he played. Like Dummett's finished as a left back, in my opinion. Not quick enough or fit enough to keep up with Maxi. Target can, Manquillo can, Trippier can. Dan Burn, doubt it. I wouldn't have thought so. Hope we press like we did against Everton. Same again for me. Villa have lost 1 game more than us this season. That's a mad record. Is it? That's a fucking interesting point there. Dan, thank you very much for that comment and bringing that to my attention. Let's have a little look at that. I'm going to bring the league table up. So Newcastle have lost 10 games this season, and Villa's lost 11. That is a very interesting stat. won 8, drawn 3, lost 11. We've won 3, drawn 9, lost 10. So it's just draws. Like, we're turning way too many. We could be getting more 3 points on the board. Like, we've bottled so many 3 points, way too many points on the board. Like, points better than out. They obviously, yeah, points. Them 9 draws, 9 points. Better on the board than off the board, without a doubt. But we could have turned so many of them points this season into 3 points. So yeah, but as long as we keep it the way we're going, then we can do. With what Villa done on Wednesday, they would target Trippier even if he's slightly injured. Yeah, could do. How I mentioned playing John Joe and Bruno is 2 6s as a possibility. Could do, and then playing like an 8 or a 10. Yeah, why not? Yeah, me either. But yeah, we'll skip past that one for now. If we draw to Villa, is that seen as detrimental? Surely nothing but a win is a must this Sunday. I feel like every game is a must win now. Like, we're still not safe just because we're out of the relegation zone and we played so well against Everton and Leeds. Every game now is a must win until we're safe, until we steer clear. We're still only 1 point out of the relegation zone. We're on 18 points. Norwich are 1 behind on 17. And Watford are 3 points behind. Things can change so quickly. Like a 6 point swing can happen within a week. How many points is it until we're 6 points up? That would be 24. That would put us up to 14th ahead of Brentford. Until we're in around that area, until we're like 13th, 14th in the league with like more than 6 points clear ahead of Norwich and Watford, I feel like every game's a must-win game. Like I say, a point is decent. It's better on the board than no points. But yeah, we've got to go. We've got to go and get 3 points. We've got to get them wins. We've got to push ourselves up the league. Surviving is great, and it's the short-term goal. But it's the same kind of bullshit goals that Steve Bruce and Mike Ashley set out for the last few years. So, of course, like the way that they left us, the new owners, that left Stavely and Eddie Howe to pick up the pieces. And survival is key. 17th is more than welcome as long as we can stay up and push on next year. But that's what we've got to do for this season. Like, I want to see we push up. I want to see we're safe. I want to see we get more points, drag the likes of Everton, Leeds, and Brentford into the relegation battle. So it's not just that 4 point mini table at the bottom. Like everyone's always been saying, it's between us, Norwich, Watford, and Burnley. If we can bring Everton, Leeds, and Brentford in, then cracking. So yeah, get as many wins, many 3 points. Fuck a draw, but 1 3 points. Villa is a hard match. Yes, it is, but got to aim for a win. But a draw isn't awful. Yeah, well said. Agree with that point. 4 points out of Everton, Villa ain't bad. Nah, absolutely not. Yeah, more than welcome. Probably would have taken that at the start. If someone offered me that last weekend, I probably would have said that's fantastic. Wherever they've come from, a win and a draw, whichever way it came, against 2 decent sides with 2 new young managers, I would have taken that in a heartbeat. Yeah, absolutely. Feeling confident. We haven't have the momentum, but they have their own injury concerns. Yes, they do, and that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Going to put my team on there once more just to finish off the video. But thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. We're going to leave that there. So make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave your comments in the description below, in the comment section below. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the dog. The dog's barking, man. Shut up. So yeah, comment, lineup prediction, and score prediction as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate you and enjoy it.